Okay, so today I'm going to show you the best way to grow back muscle. So if you are looking to improve your back, this video is what you need. And as you know, I like to keep things very simple, so don't expect anything complicated. It's going to be very easy for you to follow and to start implementing yourself. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to share with you right now is the exercises that I do. These exercises are the main ones I have done in the past and I am still doing right now. You have to implement these in your back workouts. So the first one I'm going to show you is the pull-ups. Pull-ups are so vital. They are great for overall back development in the lats. And depending on how you execute them, whether you put your hands a bit wide or a bit closer, you will hit a different part of the back. But either way, to simplify it, put pull-ups in your workouts. And I recommend, if you're going to do them at the start when you're most fresh, because they are very demanding. If you can get to at least 10 reps of pull-ups with your own body weight, then you are laughing. You will start to see changes for sure. If you're loving this content, by the way, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be smashing out loads more videos. So yes, hit the button right now. Okay, so these following exercises, I'm just going to show you briefly of what I've done in the past and what I'm still doing now. So you have the lat pull downs. You've all probably done lat pull downs. I use the wide grip, I use the close grip, making sure I'm hitting different parts of the back at the same time. Then you have the seated rows. I only tend to typically use the V grip. I do sometimes use a wide grip, but what I do change is whether if I'm rocking or if I stay in that front position where I'm not rocking. Okay, moving on to this movement here, pulling from my upper back, making sure I'm not just always hitting my lats. You have to make sure that you're always hitting different areas of the back. So here I'm hitting more of my upper back, so where I'm pulling from a higher position, which is then hitting the upper portion of my back. Then you have straight arm pull downs, great for the lats. Also, it gives the biceps a little bit of a break, because when you're training back, you are always pulling and your biceps can become fatigued. So I sometimes like to include these to break up any of the pulling movements. Bent over rows, great for the thickness of your back. Also, it will help with your lower back, depending on if you're doing a free weight or if you're doing this machine here. But I tend to mix it up. If my lower back is in a bit of pain or is a little bit sore, then I will tend to use more machines like you see here. Dumbbell single arm rows is another one I've been doing for years. This is an exercise that you must include. You really get a good stretch on those lats, but also hits the upper back as well. Okay, so those are exercises that I like to keep with. Don't get me wrong, I do a lot of other exercises, but these are my typical and main ones I like to utilize every week. Okay, moving on to repetitions. As you may know already, if you don't know, you're gonna know, I like to incorporate higher repetitions during my workout. So anywhere between 15 and 22 reps I like to have. Don't ask me why 22, it's just a number I came up with, where I know most people do 20 reps. So I thought, let me add on 2 more reps just to make it harder. But sometimes it can be 30 reps. It all depends on if I'm doing a superset or a drop set. That means obviously I'm doing a higher number of repetitions. But as you know, I like my high rep volume kind of training. But don't get me wrong, I do throw in some 10 reps, some 8 reps in there now and again. But most of my workout incorporates of high repetition, because I believe building muscle, you need volume, you need a lot of repetition, you need some blood in that area as well. So I like to go high volume, but it doesn't mean I'm going really light. It's still challenging. 15 repetitions, 20 repetitions is still really challenging, and you will grow as long as you're training hard and obviously eating and sleeping well. Okay, let's talk about methods. So obviously you know the repetitions I do, you know which exercises I typically do, but the method is something that can really help you grow your back muscles. Okay, so I like to incorporate, like I mentioned already, supersets, drop sets and giant sets. Supersets is when you go from one exercise straight to the other. So I may do 12 repetitions with one exercise and quickly then move on to another movement of 12 to 15 repetitions. So in total, you are doing a lot of reps. So this is going to be tough on you, but this is what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that we are growing our back. Okay. So with drop sets, drop sets is something I like to implement as well. So here's an example, doing a lat pull downs. Let's say we're going to do 2 drop sets on this lat pull down. I will do 10 reps, then I'll make the weight a little bit lighter, do another 10 reps, and then possibly do that again for another 10 reps, depending on how I feel and what stage of the workout it is. But this is a really good method that you can use to really get into your back muscles and fatigue them. Tear those fibers. Well, not tear, but micro tear. Like I said, you can do this with multiple different exercises. Every machine or every free weight movement exercise, you can utilize this method. And another one is giant sets. This is brutal. I don't always do this, but I will tend to do this if I'm training with someone, because it's one of those methods that is really tough and you need a little bit of encouragement. So let's say we're doing lat pull downs with straight arm pull downs followed by seated rows. You would go from one exercise straight to the other and then finish off with that last movement. So let's say, for an example, you do 10 reps on each of them. This is just one more exercise more than a superset, but it is so challenging. Hence why I mentioned having a training partner to help with encouragement throughout those sets. So those are my main methods. There are more, but this is basically what I would typically use on a week-to-week basis. And last one I want to cover is frequency. So what I mean by that is how often you should train your back to help improve them, okay, to get some growth in those back muscles. I would say if you can do 2 times every 7 days. So if you can train twice every 7 days, then you'll definitely see some progress. Even over 8 weeks, you will definitely see some progress. You'll get stronger. You'll start to see a bit more development in certain areas of your back. But keeping in mind that you are training different areas of the back. It's important. The back is very complex. So you can work your back from multiple different angles. So make sure you utilize different exercises and, like I said, different reps using these different methods to really make sure you are making the most out of the time that you spend training your back. Hopefully you've taken some information from this. I mean, I just want to share my experience and what I've done over the years to help you improve your own back. And if you have any questions related to this video, then put them in the comment section right now. I'm answering every comment down below, so get those in there. And if you are enjoying my content, make sure you watch that next video that you can see now, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, see you soon.